Hi everyone, this is daveac and this is my vblog 182 for Friday the 13th of January 2012. I decided to stay in safe today, protected by my red wine. Yes, wine at the end, all in under 15 minutes. This is my weekly vlog that you can find on the blip.tv site, blip.tv/daveac. Find it on iTunes and a number of other places on the internet. And I start with some of my personal things that I've been doing on the internet, and then I'm going to talk about a little bit of tech stuff and then why. But let me just explain why I'm concerned about Friday the 13th, because it seems to have been not a particularly happy start to the new year for friends and family. In fact, the wine I've chosen today, I've chosen in particular from one of my wines. I do keep a small stock of wines in, and it's something I'm going to toast Kerry Partin and his wife, who's had some health issues recently. I'm going to toast her health with my wine at the end, and also a little bit towards my sister and her daughter-in-law, who had a narrow escape involving a car accident late last week. So really, today, Friday the 13th, I stayed safely ensconced in my house, done a little bit of stuff on the computer, and you know, the other thing is I didn't quite have enough time to get round to do any housework. Strange that. I don't know why that is. But let me tell you about podcasting news first, and then we'll do the other stuff as we go along. Well, there's no new Doctor Who Podshock out on the feeds at the moment, but of course the Cult and the Collective are as busy as ever. That's the podcast I do with Ian the Sixth Doctor and the collective that gathers together every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Torture ID 54821. And of course last Sunday we gathered together to talk about the Christmas special, The Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe. Remember, we'd already put a studio show out where Ian, Mike and myself had given most of our thoughts. So this is the collective going together on the Sunday, and there was a greater range of opinions than there were just between the three of us on our studio one. Hope you'll give that a listen. It runs for about an hour and 45 minutes and of course is on iTunes. And then yesterday I put up on the feeds the latest of our Cultum commentaries that we're doing. We've gone back to Life on Mars. Remember, we've done the commentaries on Series 1, all 8 episodes, and so we've just moved straight forward onto Life on Mars, Series 2, the final series of Life on Mars, and the commentary, of course, is Episode 1 for that, and that is also up on our Torture page. That's Torture ID 54821 and up on iTunes. So hope you will give that a listen. And remember, you can catch all our commentaries at zarban.com. Well, what else? Well, I'm not going to talk about the Doctor Who DVD or music, however, because actually this week I've been really more involved with catching up with a lot of tech news that's been all over the internet. Well, if you want to look for it, it's been the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. That's been running from the 10th, and today the 13th is the last day of that. And I've been getting most of my information from either the Engadget site. Just put Engadget in Google, you'll find it pretty quickly. Or in actual fact, I've been getting a lot of good stuff from what's called the AV forums here in the UK. AV, of course, standing for audio visual. So it's www.avforums, all one word, .com, and the place to go is after that avforums.com/TV/, and there the commentators that are at the show are putting up lots of little short video snippets, and it's been really good. Thank you guys. Been seeing the latest OLED TV, 55 inches. Seen the new 4K TVs, that's 4 times the resolution of high definition, up to 74 inches, I think that screen was. Seeing the new LCD screens the new LG TVs, the new Sony TVs, the new Samsung TVs. A lot of the new TVs are now being connected to the internet. They either have Google TV on, or they have an Android operating system on, and you can do lots of things, or they have the Yahoo widgets on them. And also in the backlight technology, they're getting all this local dimming so that you're getting darker, deeper, richer blacks that of course help make the contrast ratio even better. So an awful lot of good stuff coming out there. Some of it we'll have to wait for in the UK, but it really did look exciting. I actually like the look of the new Samsung TVs. The ranges 6, 7 and 8 with their new very narrow bezels, and they've gone from the silver edging, which I didn't particularly like, to the nice very narrow black edging, and they are incorporating now a camera at the top of the screen, which is part and parcel of motion gestures on their highest quality screens. And so there's an awful lot happening. There seem to be a lot of things about connectivity with TVs, and 3D news seem to be somewhat muted. That may well be because the take-up hasn't been as great as the TV manufacturers thought it would be. In fact, that was one of the interesting things that they were saying with this 4K, 2K TV. Remember, 4 times the resolution of high definition. They were saying they weren't excited about it because of the 3D capabilities so much, but because, not because of the higher resolution, but because it meant that you could have full high definition 3D to each eye. So the extra definition was meaning that the 3D would look better on that. But many of the other stands, they were saying, are not really pushing the 3D feature. They're pushing forward the connectivity and the design side of it, and the very narrow edged things. Of course, the very advantage of that means that where you only have space for a 42-inch TV because of the cabinet space around it, you could now probably get a 50-inch screen there, and I would like one. Oh, I didn't mean to talk about that for so long, but I do really enjoy those. Love to go to the Las Vegas show and see all the new tech that's there. Really exciting. So go to www.avforums.com/TV/ and you'll see about 20 little very short 1 or 2 minute videos from the different stands that are there. Really enjoyed that. Just look at my notes. The other thing that I'm excited about is that in 2 or 3 days' time, the tennis season kicks off with the Australian Tennis Open. So looking forward to seeing Andy Murray doing well at that. He's got Ivan Lendl now taking on as his coach, and hopefully he's going to bring out even more of Andy Murray's qualities. He had a good year this last year. Djokovic, of course, had an absolutely stunning year. But Federer's not out of it, and Nadal, of course, is still there. And there are lots of other people bubbling under those top 4 players. So really, really looking forward to it being very exciting. I just hope for Andy's sake, it's not going to be in the high, over 40 degrees, 41 or 2 degrees, as it can get intensely hot on the Australian Open. Okay, well, again, talking about tech, talking about tennis, I lose track of time, and we're already 9 minutes in. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go straight to the wine. But just before I do that, let me just mention Kerry one more time. This is Kerry Partin, who does a weekly show on TalkShoe. The show ID is 82757. It's GC Community Chat, Garden City Community Chat. And his wife has been suffering from a medical condition just recently. I won't go into the details here, but suffice it to say that his friends have been quite concerned, but she seems to be improving by the day. And it was quite an emotional time for Kerry last night doing his show with his wife back in hospital. So I'm going to dedicate my wine to you, and also share it with the narrow escape that my sister and her daughter-in-law had in an accident, and this was on the Isle of Man. So shows you, you can't take things for granted. What's the wine? Well, I said it was in honour of Garden City. Well, there. It's called the Garden Route. It's a Shiraz. Let's get that in focus. 2010, wine of South Africa. There's all manner of information on the back. Made from Shiraz grapes, concentrated smooth red with seductive dark fruit aromas. Its elegant, approachable style takes you close to the mountains, rivers and warm sunshine, produced in the heart of the Cape wine region. And they are freeze frame it. 14.5%, David. Looks nice. And here it is poured out. I've already had a little bit of a drink because it's now 10:30 in the evening. I tend to be doing these vlogs later in the night. Perhaps that's why I'm having a little bit more relaxed attitude to content. I apologise for that. So let's spend a minute on the wine. And we're getting forest floors. We're getting fruit. It's quite an actual dark, intense fruit on that. And that's a deep blackcurrant. They're really, really intense. Now that really is a nice Shiraz. That has got perhaps the extra power from the alcohol at 14.5%. But there's an awful lot in there. I'm almost getting licorice from that. And a little bit of vanilla, but it's more spices, licorice, slight sort of hint of bitter chocolate. That is very nice indeed. In fact, I think I'll show the bottle again. That's usually a good sign when I show the bottle twice. The Garden Route Shiraz, Western Cape, wine of South Africa, 2010. Well, let's finish with that toast then. So to Kerry and your wife, hope things improve very soon, and that she's on her way to good health soon. And also, thankfully, for my sister. And with that, I'm going to get off and leave you with a rather shorter vlog on this Friday the 13th. Let's get out of here while we're all still safe. One little sip, I think. Lovely. Don't forget, this Sunday, 2 p.m, the Cult and Collective podcast. By the way, I didn't say what the topic was. The topic this Sunday is pondering the ponds. Have those companions come to the end of the journey? Should they have come to the end of the journey? Or are we excited to know that they are still going to be with the Doctor into the next series of Doctor Who? That's what we'll be talking about and discussing. So hopefully see you then. Talk to you ID 54821. And remember, 16th of January, Australian tennis starts. I'll be glued to my TV then. Bye all.